Imagine waking up in the middle of the night. The room is completely silent. No alarms, no voices, and yet somehow your hand is already reaching for your phone before your eyes are even fully open. You didn't decide to move. The movement happened first. The thought came later. And that should disturb you, because on average, a human being touches their phone more than 2,600 times a day. Tiny taps, small swipes, micro movements repeated so often, they stop feeling like choices at all. You tell yourself it's just one notification, one quick message, one harmless check. But then 20 minutes disappear. And the strangest part is, you barely remember what you were even looking at. You only remember scrolling. Because modern social media was never designed to satisfy you. It was designed to keep you searching. Deep inside your brainstem, in a region called the ventral tegmental area, a chemical reaction quietly begins. Dopamine. For years, scientists believed dopamine was the chemical of pleasure. But they were wrong. Dopamine is not pleasure, it's anticipation. The craving before the reward, the tension before the payoff, the feeling that maybe, just maybe, the next swipe will finally give you something meaningful. And that changes everything. Back in 1971, a psychologist placed a pigeon inside a small box with a metal button. Every time the bird pressed the button, it received food. And at first, the pigeon stayed calm because predictable rewards create stable behavior. But then the experiment changed. The rewards became random. Sometimes the button worked, sometimes it didn't. And suddenly, the pigeon lost control. It began pressing the button obsessively, again and again and again, long after logic should have told it to stop. The uncertainty itself became addictive. Today, billions of people are carrying that same experiment inside their pockets. Every refresh is a gamble. Every notification is a possibility. Every swipe carries the chance of social approval, novelty, validation, distraction, or emotional escape. A funny video, a breaking headline, a message from someone you care about, a number on a screen telling you that you matter. Most of the time, the reward means nothing, but occasionally it hits. And that unpredictability is what traps the brain. Scientists call this variable ratio reinforcement. It's the same psychological system used in casinos and slot machines. Some researchers believe it is one of the most powerful behavioral conditioning mechanisms ever discovered. And social media companies learned how to use it with terrifying precision. This was not an accident, it was engineered. Researchers at Stanford University studied how human behavior could be shaped through carefully timed triggers. The result became known as the fog behavior model, a system showing that people are most likely to act when motivation, simplicity, and timing align perfectly. Tech companies paid very close attention to that research because designers realized something important about the human brain. Humans naturally look for stopping points, the end of a page, a pause, a moment to ask ourselves, should I continue? So they removed those moments completely. Infinite scroll was not created for convenience. It was created to eliminate friction, to erase the psychological signals that tell the brain to stop consuming information. And once those stopping cues disappeared, the feed stopped feeling finite. It became endless. a digital horizon with no edge. At first, the damage seemed invisible, small enough to ignore, easy enough to dismiss. But then, attention itself started collapsing. In 2004, the average person could focus on one screen for about 2.5 minutes. By 2020, that number had fallen to just 47 seconds, less than a minute. And the real danger isn't the interruption itself, it's what happens afterward. Neuroscientists call it attention residue. When you interrupt your focus to check a notification, part of your brain remains attached to the previous stimulus even after you return to your task. Your mind never fully resets. One quick phone check can disrupt concentration for more than 20 minutes. Now imagine that happening dozens of times, every single day. The result is a brain that never fully settles anywhere, always reacting, rarely reflecting, constantly stimulated, constantly exhausted. And over time, the brain adapts to this environment physically. Because your brain is not static, it rewires itself based on repeated behavior. The pathways you use most often become stronger. The ones you neglect slowly weaken.
MRI studies suggest that heavy digital overstimulation may reduce gray matter density in parts of the prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for impulse control and decision-making. At the same time, habit-forming neural pathways grow stronger through repetition. The machine is no longer just capturing your attention. It is training your brain to become more compatible with the machine itself. And the effects continue long after the screen turns off. Late at night, blue light floods tired eyes and suppresses melatonin production. The brain receives a false signal. Stay awake, stay alert, keep consuming. So people sleep less, rest worse, wake up mentally exhausted. And before their feet even touch the floor in the morning, they reach for the phone again. Meanwhile, social comparison quietly reshapes emotional reality. Human beings were never evolved to process the carefully curated lives of billions of strangers at the same time. Yet every day, people consume endless streams of beauty, success, wealth, relationships, and status. And somewhere beneath conscious awareness, the brain keeps score. For teenagers, the effects may be even more severe. The adolescent brain is highly sensitive to rewards, but the systems responsible for impulse control are still developing. In simple terms, the accelerator is powerful, while the brakes are unfinished. Which means an entire generation entered the attention economy neurologically unprepared for what it would become. And perhaps the most unsettling part of all, many people still believe they are completely in control. So, is there a way out? Possibly, but the solution is less dramatic than most people imagine. Research suggests that even short breaks from social media can reduce anxiety and depressive symptoms, but complete digital abstinence rarely lasts. Modern life itself has become deeply connected to these systems. The real solution is not disappearing from technology entirely. It's rebuilding friction, turning off notifications, deleting addictive apps, creating physical distance between impulse and action, small barriers, tiny interruptions, moments where conscious thought has time to wake up before automatic behavior takes over. Some therapists use cognitive behavioral therapy to challenge one of the deepest fears reinforced by social media. The fear that if you disconnect, you disappear. That if you are offline, you no longer matter. But human identity was never meant to depend on numbers generated by algorithms.
And yet, for millions of people, it already does. Your brain is one of the most advanced information processing systems ever created by nature. And right now, it is competing against algorithms trained on unimaginable amounts of behavioral data. Systems optimized for one purpose alone: keeping you engaged, keeping you scrolling, keeping you pressing the button. The question is no longer whether social media is changing the human mind. It already has. The real question is whether humanity will eventually learn to control these systems intentionally or continue allowing the systems to reshape humanity instead. Because the dopamine loop never truly disappears. It waits quietly, patiently. One vibration, one notification, one moment of boredom, and suddenly your thumb moves again before you even realize it. The pigeon never wins the experiment. It only keeps pressing the button, hoping the next reward will finally be enough.